Hello everyone and welcome to the Navin Times Talk from the Heart. With many people the world over turning vegetarian or vegan, our guest today, Sairaj Dhond, is the man of the hour. Founder and CEO of Wakao Foods, India's first brand that makes products from the superfood jackfruit. He is creating waves. He and his products are creating waves. His focus and the focus of the products that he makes is sustainability and of course health. Hello Sairaj.
Hi Maria.
And welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Two questions, one is personal and the other isn't. Did I pronounce the name of your product right? Wakao?
Absolutely. Perfect.
It is perfect.
Yeah.
So marks for me. And the other one, personal, as I said, he has a choice of not answering. Are the muscles and everything due to Wakao Foods? Because then we all need to eat the Wakao Foods. But you're looking really good.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
handsome young man, and he's gone. So that's a point of something we need to be proud of. So Sairaj, I haven't told the audience as yet, but you are a trained, certified lawyer. You've practiced for a few years.
I practiced for a year.
For a year, and criminal lawyer. Do forgive me if I say anything bad, please don't prosecute me. But yes, he was a criminal lawyer, he practiced for some time, and now entrepreneur. Let us hear his story. Yes, Sairaj, tell us, how did this happen?
So I always wanted to be a lawyer. I finished 5 years of studying law at B.M. Salgaonkar College of Law. And I started practicing, and I was waiting for the day that I would practice. I did it for a whole year, from morning 8:39 to evening 10. And then I realized that I wasn't enjoying it. You know, for me, the litmus test is when you go to office, you need to be happy and joyous. And the day you feel you're being dragged to your workplace is the time to call it curtains. And I felt that moment in my life had arrived. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, but I knew that I didn't want to do this in life. And then it was a sudden decision that I took. I said, I can't be doing this for the rest of my life, and I quit law. And I was sitting then at home and I didn't know what I wanted to do. But there was always, entrepreneurship was something that I was born into. So I'm a 4th generation entrepreneur. We have a few businesses in Goa. Okay. And I was always born in that environment, and I knew I wanted to. So the aim was always to create a product. I didn't know what the product was then. And it would be called a made in Goa or made in India product, and it would go all across the world. So I didn't know what it was then, but subconsciously this thing was always there in my mind. And you would be surprised to know that before Wakao, I've done 3 other ventures on my own. So Wakao is my 4th venture, and and it worked well. So I knew all throughout the journey that when I did my other things, so I did solars, I did lighting, I did a unique kind of real estate just before Wakao. I knew that these were not the things that I would do for the rest of my life. But you have to keep trying, keep looking at opportunities, and then Wakao happened, and life has changed a little.
So normally they say the 3rd time lucky, but for Sairaj it has been 4th time lucky, and we are happy for you.
Thank you.
Your business is doing well. Your products today are not only online but also offline, I have heard. And you have participated in Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
We would all love to know about this competition that you participated, and I think you even got some funding from there.
Correct. So Shark Tank happened by chance. So we have a few agencies that we work with across India. So one of them, who is a friend now, Varun, he sent me this, and when we won a review call, he said, Sairaj, why don't you try just filling this form and sending it? So Shark Tank is something that we've all grown up watching, and I've seen Shark Tank, and I still love that show. I said this would be an amazing opportunity, but at that point of time it was just about filling that 2-pager. I filled that and I sent it. Then an email came that you're selected to the next round, and that went on for another 4 rounds. So we kept filling forms, we had to send a page. Then I was called to Bombay. There was a 45-minute interview that happened, and then we got that final call to Bombay again for the shoot. So out of 62,000 applications that they got, 198 was selected for the final TV show that happened. And on the TV round, after that, around 130 odd actually came on TV, and just around 60 or 62 got funded, and we were one of the 62.
Wow.
So the odds were very, very, very less when it all started off. But like I said, opportunities, I never leave them. So I saw this as an opportunity, I took it and I squeezed it and I
utilized it to your benefit.
So Shark Tank was a life-changing moment. I keep telling people my life is divided into two, before Shark Tank and after Shark Tank. And not only me, my company's life also, because it gave us national recognition just overnight. And that was the best thing that could have happened to our company and to our brand. And so early in our life cycle. We were just 1 year old.
And you just, yes.
We are just like 1 year, 3 months now.
Babies in the market, actually.
Yeah, and it came so early in our life cycle that gave us an opportunity to reach out to a larger audience. And but we don't take anything for granted. We work very hard to improve our products every day, because that's the most important thing. Feedback is very critical to us. We take it very constructively and we keep improving. Yeah, so Shark Tank has given us a push that we really needed, and now we need to make the most of it.
I hope even this talk with the Navin Times and with the Goan audience will also be a milestone for Sairaj, and he will say then before Navin Times talk and after Navin Times talk. But no, it's such an honor, to be speaking to this young entrepreneur who has done so much, not just for himself and his brand, but even to put Goa on the map. And today it is like entrepreneurs are coming from Goa as well, and well-known young entrepreneurs like him. So your company, Wakao, now a slight tongue twister, Wakao. You said I'm pronouncing it right. How did this name come about? It's a little unique.
So I believe in one thing. I believe that everyone's not great at everything.
Right.
So what you're not great at, get great people to do that for you. I hate mediocrity. So I stay away from things which are very creative, and I'm not good at it. So we had an agency that we hired for this. We had a branding agency, and a good friend of mine, Manish Masi, who was heading this, is the Delhi guys. And we went through more than 200 odd names. So Wakao is not my creation, it is Manish's creation. So we went through a lot of names, and my brief to him was very simple. I said, Manish, it could be an abstract name. So people ask me, what does Wakao mean? Wakao means nothing, it's just an expression of happiness. What does Yahoo mean? Nothing. Right. So Wakao is similar to that. So when he sent me a lot of names, one name was Wakao in that. And when I just heard it for the first time, I said, Wakao. It sounded nice. So I told him that I want a name which may mean nothing, but when someone hears it, should not be able to forget it.
Right.
And I thought Wakao was that perfect name, and that's how it came about. And I asked him, I sent a message immediately. I said, Manish, what does it mean? So he sent me that small clipping which was played on Shark Tank all over. He said, it is nothing more than this.
So I think it is a movie as well. Some movie I've seen, I don't know.
Rishi Kapoor was acting in that movie.
Yes, absolutely. It was a Rishi Kapoor movie where there is something and it comes Wakao.
Correct.
Yes, that's right.
So that is the origin of this name. Nothing else to it.
But it is unique, and it is something that you remember. With so many products that are there in Goa, and that are very local, why was it that you chose jackfruit? Why not any other vegetable fruit for that matter?
So when I stopped doing my real estate business, I took a break. So the pandemic hit all of us, and I thought that this was not the right time to enter into another project right now. So I took a step back, and I was very thrilled to enter the food industry, because one thing that I realized with the lockdown was that now people were very conscious of what's getting on their plate. Mm-hmm. People are ready to pay that little extra buck for something that is healthy and that is nutritional. So I knew that food was something that's not going to die, and I wanted to do something with a product that is native to us, mainly southern India, which is unknown to people. So a lot of people don't know this, but I was looking at 4 products. I was dabbling with 4 products, and Wakao would be an umbrella for these 4 products. So I was working with kokum, I was working with mango, I was working with jackfruit, but jackfruit was not the first choice. Jackfruit came about when I read an article. A friend of mine, a good friend who's like a mentor to me, Praveen Kakode, he sent me this article which said, Jackfruit, the superfood of the world. And when I read that title, I realized that, this jackfruit literally falling down and rotting in our backyard.
Yeah, very true.
And the world is calling it a superfruit. There must be something to it. Either someone has not realized or not seen something. I don't know what it was. And I thought there was an opportunity there. So I went deeper into it. I kept researching on it. And I realized then that, this is my famous line now, that it is not jackfruit, it's a jackpot. And there's so much that can be done with jackfruit. I realized that there was 1.4 million tons of jackfruit grown in India. 75% of it went waste. So, and the world was eating it. And they are buying from India, and they are taking it all over the world. People sitting there, why can't we do it? And the idea came from there. And then I realized instead of hitting 4 nails once, let's just stick to 1 nail and hit it 4 times and make a dent there. And that's how jackfruit came. So I had reached a stage where we had also designed the branding for the other products. I'd spent money in designing the branding. I just picked up the call. I said, stop everything. It's only jackfruit. And let's focus on jackfruit. And then we came out with variations of jackfruit. We came out with 5 different products based on what would suit the international market, Indian market, what would be a great balance. So today we are coming up with some new products. We are reworking our old products. So it's a continuous process. That is it.
Is it, I don't know how possible it is, but is it possible for me and the viewers to one day come and taste your products? He can put up a big buffet for all of us. You need to send in your RSVP.
We can definitely do that. So you know what we've done also?
I'm kidding.
No, but I'll tell you on a serious note what we've done. And that was done in the initial days, and we are still open to doing that even now. We went to Vasant Vihar, a colony in Karanzalem, and we told them we want to come to serve some food to you all. We want all your members to come down in the garden area in the evening and taste the stuff that we brought. And we gave them a lot of stuff made from our product. And that was, for me, that was to get direct feedback from the people. And we had to do that because we were a small company with small resources. So this is a free feedback, that we get, where people are tasting our product and they are telling us there and there what you like and what is not good. It was very positive. People, they couldn't make out what they were eating. They said, hey, this is chicken. I said, no, this is jackfruit. So we are still open to doing, and on a serious note, in colonies which have a good number of people, we can come and we can do a display and let people taste the stuff, know more about our products.
I'm sure our viewers will be happy with that. So you can thank him and me next for getting you this invite. But it would be good to promote our Goan boy and see a young man actually and see where it goes from there. Now, starting a business from scratch, anyone can tell you, it is not easy. And you started at the time when everything was shutting down.
Yeah.
Like everything was shutting, hibernation had started, and you were starting up. How did you manage this? How did it, work out? You must have used, I don't know what kind of resources to start.
So they say, the adversity brings out the best from a person. So I remember the times when we started. I had to travel extensively to places like Kerala, Bangalore, rest of India. And Kerala had the highest number of cases. And when I used to travel there, it was like a cemetery, the airport. Literally 10 people there. My flight was like a charter flight, just 6 of us in the flight. And it was scary because at the end of the day, I used to travel and come back and sleep next to my 2-year-old son then. And you always feel for your family. You are doing your things for your own punt and things, but then others should not get the burden of that. But the only one thing that kept pushing was that I believed in this idea. I believed that we could bring about a change. We could add tremendous value to not only the farmers in India, the farmers in Goa and around, but we could bring about a change for this fruit called jackfruit. We could take it and make it an international product. And for me, it was always this Goan product that can go international. So I believed in it then, and I thought that if not now, never, because there was that gap in the market. And you cannot waste time sometimes. When you see that gap, you have to attack it. You cannot wait for later and later, and then you'll have someone else coming and doing something. So when you see an opportunity, you need to grab it. And for me, that was that simple thing, you know. And then what happened, you know, during this phase, everything started becoming remote. So my agencies, people who I was working with, were all online from across India. You know, it's also a blessing in disguise. Otherwise, normally we would have just tried to find the resources which are easily available to us in our surroundings. But because of all of these circumstances, we could now reach out to people sitting in Gurgaon, in Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, across the borders, who had great service to provide. And now everybody was in a challenging time, so they were giving good rates, they were giving good deals. So, you know, sometimes you need to find the best out of adversities also. And that's how it worked. And we traveled. Sometimes once we were supposed to have a scheduled trial manufacturing happening in Kerala. And my flight got called off the day before. They said, we're cancelling the flight. And everything was scheduled there. I was going with my consultant from here. I just called him. I said, are you ready to come with me in the car? He said, yeah. So in the morning, we took my car and we drove down to Kerala.
But it must have been a beautiful drive.
It was.
Say that.
It was.
That Goa to Kerala is beautiful.
It's a beautiful drive, but then if you are not on vacation and you are there with a stressed schedule, so I had to reach there, finish the production, and in 2 days, at 6 in the evening, we left back for Goa. And we reached at 2 a.m. in the morning. So that's a dangerous drive. It's no more fun then. Yes. Because you're stressed the entire day you've worked. But I had to reach out because we had to do deliveries after that. We had to. So it was like that. But no complaints. It was fun. It was fun. This whole experience will always remain.
I'm sure. So, like you said, you know, you made hay while the sun shines, right? Yeah. And the sun was shining real bright and strong, and he did take that opportunity and utilized it. But what other than that, I mean, that drive, that passion to do something, to grab the moment and utilize it. Besides that, what are the requirements for a startup?
So, you know, it's a misconception that you require a lot of money, you require a lot of resources to start something. What you require, one, is a great idea. There is no substitute to that. Your idea has to be good. Your idea has to be scalable, and your idea has to be practical. People have great ideas, but sometimes they are unreasonable.
They don't work.
They don't work. You need to first, don't convince yourself that your idea is great. Convince yourself after doing your full study. So I always say, listen to everybody, but do what you want to do. But do it not because of arrogance or just because you believe in your idea, but because you have gone through what people have said, understood, evaluated things, and then do it. So that is the first thing. Make sure your idea is right. Scalable, it's a good idea, it's unique. You cannot do run-of-the-mill things. There are always two things I say. It's either there is a gap somewhere in a service or a product which is not there, or there is a gap in how a service or a product can be done better. So these are the two things where you can do a business venture. So that is the first thing. Second is perseverance. You just need to be at it. It's not going to happen in the first time. There was the first time when our first batch came out, we had some very good people and our known people also who thrashed the product, who spoke real bad about the product. But you can't get demoralized with those things, you know. You have to take that feedback, improve, come back and say, boss, now this is what I've got for you. Do you like this? If not, okay, we'll still rework. See, you can't satisfy everybody. Now, ours is a food product. Taste is very subjective. What I like, you may not like. What you like, someone else may not like. But you need to come to a center point, which is the majority would like. So we keep working towards that. So that is another thing in a startup. Take feedback very constructively. Take criticism constructively. Don't get too affected and don't take yourself too seriously. People tend to take themselves too seriously and they get offended by the smallest of things. And I say you should be completely away from that. Just don't take yourself seriously. Let people say whatever they have to say. You be on your mission. You keep trying what you have to do. Keep persevering. Don't give up. Failure will happen only when you give up. Till you don't give up, you have not failed.
You're not failed.
You keep
So
trying.
true.
You keep trying. So I think these are the qualities that you need. Now what has happened, you know, why I'll tell you why startups. I keep saying this is the best time to start a startup in India. Because there are people out there with tons of liquidity and money. Today people are not investing in FDs anymore the way they used to. People are now investing in people. They are investing in startups. They are investing in ideas which they think have scale and which can really grow and double, triple, make 10x their money. So if you have a great idea, if you have the passion and the conviction to make that idea into a great business, there will be hundreds of people standing behind you to fund you and to support you. So this is what you need. You just need a great idea and a great attitude. You can scale a startup.
You spoke about research. Sairaj spoke about research, and he said that, to start any business, research is primary. Without that, it is not possible to move ahead because you won't know what direction to go in. Now, what is the research that you did? Like, okay, it was a pandemic. You decided, I'm not working and doing what I was doing. This is not what I want to do. I want to come up with an idea. So how did this idea germinate?
So
were you eating a jackfruit and you said, oh, this is, I'll make something out of this jackfruit? No. Or how did that?
That would sound very filmy, but no, it didn't happen that way. So yes. I was in deep thought of what I need to do next. And I was a little worried, if I could honestly tell you, because I'm a restless guy. I can't be sitting idle. I need to be at something, do something. So when I was thinking of those things, I had a lot of things which I was thinking of doing. Jackfruit, after that article, that's when my research started. And I started reading more about it, and then I realized what mock meats were. Before that, I didn't know what mock meats were. And that's a fact. I didn't know, I knew what veganism was, but I didn't know to what extent
really,
it was.
What it meant.
So after this, I started really going into the details of it. Then I actually had jackfruit again. And I realized that this is very close to the non-veg stuff that we eat. And another thing that always kept reminding me was my grandmom used to always give us jackfruit and call it chikanachi bhaji. So another thought came that we've been eating jackfruit since times immemorial as a mock meat. Also, no? As a mock meat. We've always been eating this as a mock meat. But it's just that no one gave it this whole new avatar. I thought we had to make jackfruit cool. And then actually I didn't do too much of research, in the sense I didn't give grade to many people to eat and try, and it was just a gut feeling. It was that instinct. And at the end of the day, I realized that I like what I'm eating and I feel this is very close. I gave it to my friends and I got packets and gave. Another thing that I did, I gave a lot of my chef friends. So I gave one packet to Prahlad of Black Market, Pranav of Tatos. I told them, I gave Pips, Amay. I said, just prepare my favorite dishes which they do something which you like, and let's try it out.
But with jackfruit.
With jackfruit. Let's try it out. And these guys actually did, and I'm really grateful and thankful to them, and I'll always be thankful to them.
In fact, just a moment, Sairaj, that was my next question to you. That did you get chefs, did you get homemakers, grandmas, mamas, aunties, uncles involved in this? Because they are the best people to give you the feedback. So please continue.
I did. Yes. So I gave more than 25-30 people samples of this and told them, try it out, do something that you would like to do. My aunts, my cousins, my friends, and that was my research basically, and you get the most genuine research there because you're testing it also, and they're also testing it. Correct. And you know that this can work. And although it was a small set of research, but it definitely worked. And I said, okay, that's it.
So take us through that manufacturing process, because you've come with the idea. Now okay, I want to do something with jackfruit. So what did you do? Did you go to someone in the science field in manufacturing and say, how can we process this food? Is that what you did? And should it be was there a lot of science to it?
No, it's a very simple technology. And first, it was my biggest teacher is Google. So there's everything available on Google. So when I read about this, I realized what the process was and how it's done, where it's done, who does it. So I got a consultant on board who did such things. And then we identified a factory in Kerala which could do this for us, who had a retort plant, who could do it for us, contract manufacturer for us. We went with our recipes. So we had a consultant also, and a chef consultant, Anam Helekar, Chef Anam. He helped us in the initial days in conceptualizing all the gravies and all of those things. We did that. We went to Kerala, we worked it out. So the recipes and all the nitty-gritties, ingredients, the getting of the raw jackfruit, everything is us. We just have a retort plant which does it for us. So it's a simple retort packaging process, and therefore we get that whole shelf life, and there are no preservatives in it.
Yes, that's another thing that's very unique about Sairaj's products, that they are organic, they have no preservatives, and they have a shelf life of 12 months,
Yeah,
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
So I'll just correct you, they're not organic. We don't call our products organic because there's a whole different thing to that. You know, the whole product, I can do it organic, but then the cost will double, and we are anyway playing in a price war, you know, where we are introducing this product. So it's not organic, but we can provide organic products also. Now this is a simple heating process. It's called retort packaging.
Okay.
So you seal the product in a very high quality plastic bag, and then heat is applied to it, which kills the bacteria from inside,
Right.
and it makes the whole life of it status quo. And there's no bacteria which can enter again, and that gives it a 12-month shelf life at ambient temperature.
But it is not dehydrated.
It is not dehydrated. It is not dehydrated.
So all those watching, I'm sure we
So,
need to try that.
Yeah. So before, like I said, before and after Shark Tank. Before Shark Tank, we had one manufacturer. Today we have 3.
So after Navin Times Talk from the Heart show, let's see how many.
And we are very soon. And we are very soon. That's my dream actually, to start our own processing center in Goa.
Okay.
And if with everyone's blessings and God willing, we should in the next quarter we should have our own mini processing center in Goa also. Yeah.
Good. So where do you source your jackfruits from? Because it's a seasonal,
Yeah.
this is a season, it's going to start. I've already seen it on the trees, but it's seasonal. So where do you get your?
So I'll tell you, jackfruit. So like I said before, 1.4 million tons of jackfruit is available in India every year in 16 different states. In some states it's grown at a time, and others it is grown at a different time. So what we've done is we've mapped the entire territory of jackfruit, and in which state, at what time it is grown. Okay, so that has almost reduced our fresh jackfruit time to close to 2 to 3 months of non-availability.
Okay.
Out of the actually
So that's
normally
9 months of availability of jackfruit.
Yeah.
That's
So and for
amazing.
that time we freeze the jackfruit. So we cut it and we freeze it, and we then use it. So it's all about getting all of this together.
Yes.
The crux of this business is pulling all this jackfruit together, because it's unorganized. It's something that no one saw value in. No one was even buying. People were cutting down their jackfruit trees because it was a waste, and the cattle used to come and spoil the entire farm because they used to come for the jackfruit. So now we are trying to create value for something that was considered to be a non-valuable thing, and we are trying to procure it and get it together at one time.
Right. It's time for a short break. Please don't go anywhere. Interesting conversation going on with Sairaj Dhond of Wakao Foods, and we'll see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back to the Navin Times Talk from the Heart show. With me, our guest today is Sairaj Dhond of Wakao Foods. His products are made from jackfruit, and as he has said, he's planning to use much more of the local products that we have and make more interesting stuff. Sairaj, welcome back. And
Thank you.
Again, you were telling us before the break, you were telling us how you source the jackfruits, you were telling us about your products, and getting back to entrepreneurship, the first thing that you said was having a unique idea. The idea and the perseverance, you said, is what is required. Now, besides all of that, you've had all that, but you must have had some sort of obstacles, right? I mean, it's not a dream where everything is smooth sailing.
Yeah.
So what kind of obstacles did you face setting up your company?
So like I said, first the traveling part of it, there were a lot of difficulties in going all around and meeting people, because people were not ready to meet. Also, if I reached there, they were not ready to meet me, because they were scared. You may have COVID. So, and COVID was like a demon on all of us. So that was one obstacle which we kind of came across. But the biggest obstacle, bigger part of it in the business idea was that we were trying to create a category. It was a category creation. There was nothing called as jackfruit which was in the minds of the general public as a mock meat. There were mock meats, there were plant-based meat alternatives, but even that was at its nascent stage, initial stages. So we were there trying to tell people that even jackfruit can be a mock meat, and trying to put that into the psyche of people is very difficult, because that takes a lot of money. Building a brand, building a name which people, forget Goa, but across the nation would resonate with and would believe that, okay, this is a company, it was difficult. And my aim was always to make jackfruit, make Wakao synonymous to jackfruit. So when people think of jackfruit, they should think Wakao. Okay. So, that was the tough part. But we went step by step. I didn't jump steps. We went step by step. We got the best agencies. And like I said, I hired the best people. We have 4 agencies doing different things for us. We realized that the digital medium is the medium where you can reach maximum people in the least amount of time. Because if you go offline, it's a well. The more you put, the more it just keeps on going. The money is, you need uncountable money for offline. Online is somewhere where you can easily reach your audience. And we used that medium and it worked for us. We used it pretty well because we had good people telling us how to use it. And because, see, sitting in Goa, what happens is, we live in a pond. We like swimming with people who are similar size, and we think we are rajas in our pond. But when you enter the ocean and you see those big fish there, and everyone's coming to eat you, the sharks are coming to eat you, you need to find ways of dealing with it and learning how to swim along with them. Right. And that's how it is. And then once you learn to swim, and then eventually you reach a stage where you can probably beat them. And it's a step-by-step process, but hurdles will keep coming. Another hurdle was, I am from a background, like I told you, it's a non-management background. I never studied management. Right. But I learned it always. I was always in a business family. But those small nitty-gritties of how things need to be done, you need to learn. You need to keep your eyes open. Now what we are doing is we are hiring great talent. So now my whole agenda is to hire people who are smarter than me or who have more experience than me. That's how it is. You need to keep your ego behind and get people who can really scale your business. Because at the end of it, you try doing everything yourself, it's not going to work. Yeah.
And you just said that, that was so important, that you need to learn on the way, because and you learn a lot of life lessons, I'm sure. Yeah. Can you share one really, really important, besides the ego, that ego cannot come in the way. You have to swallow, however big your ego is, you have to swallow it, because only then will you learn and only then will you progress. So besides the ego part, was there any life lesson you can share with our audience that even they could use?
So in Wakao, there were many instances where you met people and they suddenly changed your whole perspective about certain things. And not only with Wakao, with my journey, I've seen how certain people come and they change certain things. And I call them opportunities. They can come in any form and shape. They can come in the form of a person or in the form of an article or something that you read. So for me, my biggest life lesson was, and which I keep telling people, is that always look out for opportunities. Be very aware to what's happening around you. Keep listening, keep reading. So that's very important. And then before Wakao happened, and that I think was a thing that really made me stronger, and it's a life lesson if you ask me, is when we were doing so I did a real estate project before Wakao. We built a very beautiful, we restored a heritage home in Aldona, 100-year-old Portuguese house was restored, and almost a year it did not sell because demonetization hit when I started, when I was midway, and it was not selling, and I had literally put all my eggs in one basket. And at that point of time, other people doubting you is normal, but I started doubting myself. I started questioning myself, is it the right thing that I did? Or have I it's all gone wrong and my judgment was wrong? And at that time, you need to just believe in yourself. And that was a life lesson for me, because I had full conviction in what I'd done. I had 200% conviction because I had not left any stone unturned. So someone today also sees the property, like the guy, my friend now, Harry, who bought the house. He's in love with the property.
I was just going to ask you, did it finally sell?
We sold it at a good price, and we made money. And that money has funded Wakao today. And today this is what it is. So, you know, at that point of time, there was a stage where it was borderline depressing, where everything, you feel the whole world is against you. And an entrepreneur's journey is very lonely. Everybody's with you. Your family is with you, your wife is with you, your friends are with you. But at the end of the day, I say this, you know, when I have to take a very critical decision, and especially for someone who doesn't have a co-founder, who is a single founder, I have to just look into the mirror and ask myself what to do. There's no one else. You can take advice, but it's your decision.
Finally.
You do it, it turns this way or that way. So, yeah, so that was the life lesson, that there will be times, there will be very trying times, just hold on, and you will find the way, it will come through. Yeah.
What about government policies? Were there any that helped you? Are there any that help our budding entrepreneurs, especially Goan entrepreneurs? Do we have any local governing bodies that come and help you with this?
So, you know, the one very important thing that all entrepreneurs should have is a good attitude and a positive attitude. If you forever live in a very cynical attitude, you'll never be able to progress. Now, there are millions of schemes. Honestly, there are so many schemes available with the government, and don't expect the government to come to your home and tell you what it is. Probably they should market it more, but then as an entrepreneur, you need to be proactive. Correct. Go and find out what is there for you. There are so many schemes available which you can make use of. So if you're, as an entrepreneur, ready to go walk that extra mile and find out, there's a lot to take from it. And in my journey, honestly speaking, I have not faced any roadblocks. Right from my FDA approvals to my FSSCI to whatever permissions that I required, I got them all smoothly. See, there is a process, there's a due process, and in India it does take time, because that's how our bureaucracy is faced. But if you do it with proper follow-up and you take keen interest in it, it gets done. Now, there are a lot of times where there are roadblocks, but luckily for me, I did not find too many of them. Now, let's see, when I'm starting my factory, let's see what happens.
Right.
I don't know how that would work. But till now, it has been good. Government has been very supportive. The Chief Minister was very supportive. In fact, he called me twice to speak to him, and his concern was that there's so much jackfruit in Goa, Sairaj. Why are you doing it in Kerala? Let's do it in Goa.
Right.
Let's do it here. So they've kept pushing me. I've had meetings with the industries department, and honestly to tell you, I am the saddest person that I cannot use the Goan jackfruit till now.
Why is that so? Why can't you use that?
Because we don't have a processing facility in Goa. The processing facility is in different other parts where it is grown more. Okay.
So in now, Kerala, that's what.
In Kerala or Tamil Nadu, so in Bangalore also for that matter, because in the surrounding areas there are a lot of things. Now in Goa, I have to set up my own processing facility. And when I was starting off, I see, you know, you have to understand and agree with me that it was a category creation. It was a risk. Mm-hmm. It was a punt that I was taking. Right. I didn't know if this would work or not. I couldn't have invested 2 crores at that time. Right. And that one all borrowed money. So whatever little I had, I put, and I said, let's first create this thing. Let's see if it works. If it does well, we'll see how to go to the next level. Mm-hmm. Then go to the next level. You can't take a jump 4 steps ahead, right? So that was the whole thing. But now that we've done reasonably well, we've developed a market for us. We've in fact developed a market for India now. There are so many new players who are coming in jackfruit after us. So that's good. There's so much more there. So now I'm very confident that this is the time we give back. So you have to, it's like that, no? First you have to take care of yourself and then you can do something for others. So now Wakao has reached a stage where we can now start shop in Goa, and we can take. So I always told the government, even when I met the industries department and the groups of farmers, I told them, if you can give me a processed product, I'll take every single jackfruit tomorrow from you all. I have that much demand. I have that requirement. Mm-hmm. I can take every jackfruit in Goa that is there grown, but we don't have that processing facility. So now we want to set up that processing facility.
How long would that take to start?
I think in the next 4 to 6 months.
All right.
I think we should be in a position. So we have the space. So we have our own factory. We have a shed. I just need to put the things in place, and get the machinery and start.
Good.
Wouldn't be too difficult.
Sairaj started, I think, with 3, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 or 5 products?
5 products.
5. Okay. And what were those products, and how many have joined the bandwagon as such?
So when we started with 3 gravies, teriyaki, butter jack, and barbecue.
Just a moment. Sounds really tasty. I'm going to try definitely. Yes, please go ahead.
Then we also introduced our highest seller, that is the burger patty. So there is a proper jackfruit burger patty which is there, and the raw jack, which is like your raw jackfruit, which is like buying raw paneer or raw chicken from the market and cooking whatever you want with it. So these were the products that we started with. So we also learned on the way. Initially, all our products that were there were an ingredient. They are an ingredient. It's not a final product.
Right.
And we somehow could not communicate that to our audience also at the start. So people were just opening the pack and trying to eat it the way it was, and it was not working. People were not liking it. Then we had to make an effort. We printed small cue cards and put it in each with a recipe, telling people that this is an ingredient. You need to use it with as a wrap.
You had to educate the
I had to. So like that was another thing, because it's not a product that is there.
Right.
So now what we are doing, now we are introducing another burger patty, and this burger patty is going to be amazing. It's going to be protein rich. It's going to have a proper bite of a meaty patty. It's something that's really going to change the game for us also, and we're getting great reviews for it. We are reworking on all the gravies. We are improving the taste. We are trying to make them closer to ready to eat now, that people can just heat and eat,
Okay.
And so we are reworking on all of them also. And we are also introducing a few more amazing products, which I won't be able to talk too much about. But I'll give you they will be ready to eat products. So you'll get a packet, you can take it to your office, heat it, remove it out, eat it. So you'll have proper meals which will come from jackfruit in
Sounds
retort.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. And so those are, you've got about 2 or 3 more products that you're going
3 more products which will be launched in say a month's time.
All right. Besides the restaurants, which you said you spoke about your friends who are in the industry, so besides the hospitality industry, are you also targeting hospitals and institutions like that, homes, or but are the restaurants your major clients right now?
No, so we are targeting everybody. So the product is for everybody.
Okay.
So we sell in retail. So we sell through the online medium, which is called D2C, direct to consumer.
Right.
So we sell through our website, through Amazon, Flipkart, and another 10-12 channel partners online.
Okay.
Offline, we are present in Goa. We are almost in 20 outlets. We are present in Chennai, almost in 16 outlets.
Okay.
Bombay, Pune, Delhi in a few outlets, Hyderabad in a few outlets, and now we are appointing distributors. So we have 5 distributors in India, and in the next 2 months, we are looking at appointing another 10 distributors. So we'll be having
you're progressing in leaps and bounds, so not just baby steps.
It is. So we are in a hyper growth stage. We are in talks with another 20 countries. Level 2 talks are on. So say in another few months we will be in quite a few more countries also. So yeah, so we are providing it everywhere. Now the HoReCa segment, what is happening, the hotels.
You said HoReCa?
Yeah, HoReCa is hotels, restaurants and caterers. So the HoReCa segment is a major segment for us, because these guys were waiting for a product like us. They were dying for it. They've used jackfruit. So anyone who's cooked in their life has cooked with jackfruit. Any chef would know what jackfruit is. But the problem for them was, and the 2 big problems that we are solving, one is its availability. It used to be available only for a few months, so they couldn't put it on their menu. They wouldn't get availability throughout the year. So we solved that.
The second was the cleaning, I'm sure.
Second was the cleaning.
I'm sure if you've cleaned jackfruit, you will know.
So the chef from Hilton told me once, he said, Sairaj, you've reduced our work time from 2 hours to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And that's the biggest winner for all of them. So therefore hotels and all are just taking our product like nothing. We are selling a lot across India, and the 5 stars and the good hotels are buying our product, buying a lot of our product. So it's working well in that segment also, and we see no reason why we should reduce on any segment. We want to give everybody.
Right. How is besides the restaurants, how are the Goans accepting this? Are they like, Naka, we'll make it at home, we have there, Zada Rasa, why would I
So
want to?
first let me tell you that Goa, for me, my market share of my sales in Goa is hardly 2%. So Goa is not like my market to sell, but Goa is my home.
Correct.
Goa is where the product is from. Wakao is Goan. So for me, it is more than how much you like my product or not. It is how you feel for us and how you feel for a Goan brand doing so well. And for me, that is the biggest victory. A lot of people have eaten our product, a lot of people have loved it, some people have not liked it, some people have said, okay, we'll try it at home, but everybody has been nice and kind. And I'm sure people will like different variants that will come and they'll use it, but we are not jackfruit people, Goans per se are more fish people, and so this is an off day kind of jackfruit kind of thing for them. But the love that I've got from Goans is unparalleled. I can't tell you. I sometimes, I jokingly said to my mom, I said, people outside are more proud of me than you guys. So people, they felt it. It was a very personal thing. When I was on TV, when we came on Shark Tank, people felt that was Goa there,
Of course.
And it was one of us. And I would feel the same if there was someone else from one of us there in any other show, whatever. We all have that feeling. Goans are always like that. We're very emotional people, and we love each other. So that was a big thing for me, and that was a big motivating factor. So wherever you go, people are saying, you're superb, yeah, well done, we're very proud of you.
Even we are saying that, right? All the viewers join me right now to say, we are so proud of you, Sairaj, and we give you our best wishes, our blessings, and I'm sure he's going to make even a bigger name for Goa. Goa may be a very small state, but the Goan heart is really huge.
So
massive.
I was very happy that on the show, out of all the participants who won, I was the only Goan there.
Right.
And a Goan product being in the top 10 best pitches of the year meant something. And forget about who I am or what, but it's just that the name was there. And today people know Wakao as a Goan brand. And my aim in life also is to say that every Goan should feel that this is our brand. Tomorrow I may be there, not be there, who is there, I don't know, but Wakao will always remain Goan. So that is the thing, that is the aim.
You are an entrepreneur, from a lawyer to an entrepreneur. What, in your opinion, makes a venture successful? You said an idea. Sometimes there are people who have really unique ideas, but putting it into use and making it work doesn't happen. So what is your mantra?
So there is no one correct way of doing anything.
Right.
There are different things, and there's always trial and error. But what I really strongly believe today, if you want to create a brand, how a brand is created, how that whole perception of a brand being what it is created. So I was talking the other day at another program, and I said that you may have a great idea, like you said, but that idea has to reach out to people.
Correct.
People have to resonate with that idea. People have to believe in that idea.
True.
Only then they're going to support that idea, right? So how that communication from just an idea to what that idea is and what is there for you in it is very important. So whenever you're creating a product or a brand, you may think it's the best product.
Yes.
But what's important is not what you think, but what the consumer thinks about your product. And that is it's also called perception. You have to build that perception about your brand and about your product. And then you have to live up to that perception. They are two very attached things and not detached. If you create a big hype and a perception and a bubble and you can't live up to it, it will burst. So that is the basic fund of how you create a business. Now there are different businesses. There are consumer facing businesses, there are back-end businesses, there are service oriented businesses which are not a brand. There are different ways of doing it, but I can talk for what I have done and what we are doing, and businesses which are similar to us. You have a great idea, tell the people why it is a great idea. Make them believe that it's a great idea, tell them what's there for them in it and how they are going to benefit from it, and then live up to those expectations. If you can do this journey, you have a winner. And now with social media and digital marketing and the online sphere, this has all become very easy.
Very easy.
Before it was very difficult because physically you had to reach. Here it's on your phone. I'm sure everyone in Goa today will be getting Wakao ads. That is because we have a great team doing that. Right. And it's not only Goa, everyone everywhere is getting it. It's all AI driven, artificial intelligence.
Right.
So there is a formula to it. You just need great people running it.
And with Sairaj at the helm, I'm sure Wakao Foods is going to do even better.
Thank you.
Even better. And just one last question. According to, I've written the number down so I don't make a mistake. According to research globally, the plant-based meat industry is projected to reach $35.4 billion by 2027. In your opinion, how do you see Goa where does Goa appear in this grand scheme, and where does India appear?
Goa is too small to actually, so I'll tell you how it works. This segment is the next big thing after EV, electric vehicles. Plant-based meat and plant-based alternatives is going to really boom across the world. And there are 2-3 reasons for it. One is that people are first getting very aware of their environment and about their surroundings. People don't want to harm animals anymore. They are getting very aware about that. Then the third and very important thing, which people neglect normally, is that now people, after the pandemic especially, want to get into a healthier lifestyle. So many people have started hitting the gym. So a person who used to eat non-veg, say 7 days a week, now wants to reduce it to maybe 3 days. And he wants healthier alternatives which doesn't make him compromise on his taste buds. And that's where we figure in. And that population is massive across the world. We always live in this myth that there are a lot of vegetarians in India. But no, vegetarians are still in minority and the non-vegetarians are huge. So that's how this kind of a product. So plant-based mock meats are mainly for non-vegetarians and vegans. But what we are doing is jackfruit. It happens to be a mock meat, but what we are selling is jackfruit. So every vegetarian, every vegan, every non-vegetarian wants to have jackfruit. We've always had jackfruit. And jackfruit is such a versatile fruit that it has no taste of its own. The one which we use at 2 months, it has no taste, no smell. It takes the flavor of whatever spice you put it in. So if you want to make a shakoti with it, you can make a shakoti.
Like paneer.
Exactly. So you want to make a bhaji with it, you can make a bhaji. You can make a gravy dish. You can make anything with it. You can make a kebab with it. So it's very versatile. So everyone can use it. So India is going to really grow with this. It's just the tip of the iceberg, and it's going to explode in the next few months and years. And Goa is going to play. Goa, what happens, why Goa was a great market to start with is we have so many tourists coming here. You'll be surprised to know, and the viewers will be surprised to know, that there are close to 15 vegan restaurants in Goa. Have you even been to one? There are 15 vegan restaurants.
I'm totally non-vegetarian.
And they run house full, trust me. So very few locals actually go there, but they are flooded with tourists. And therefore, Goa is a great market for this. It's not the local. What is the local population? And what is the tourist population coming in? And that's where the money is. And that's where such a product can really work. And it's all a cascading effect. If the product works, the farmer gets better produce, everyone gets. So, and it's a great product for your health at the end of the day and for the environment. Therefore, it's a win-win. Everyone should start eating Wakao.
So, I started with a personal question, and I'm going to close with a personal question. How many times do you eat jackfruit yourself in a week?
So, I try to eat I love the burger patty. Okay. So, I eat it very often. And then I ask my wife to make a few rolls for me. So the Frankie is my favorite. So if you take the teriyaki or the barbecue and put some mayonnaise, put it in on a chapati, and on a veg day, that's like the best thing that anyone would want. So now that Lent is coming, I think all you guys
already into
Lent. So
yes.
You should try this and make a nice dish out of it. Not just open the packet and eat it.
Right.
That's when you're going to realize how good this is. So if you go to any restaurant today, we are selling to almost 20 restaurants in Goa itself. Right. 25 restaurants who make products from jackfruit. You'll be eating a jackfruit product, but actually it's a Wakao product. So you go to black market, they have tostadas. You go to Frida, they have 5-6 dishes from jackfruit. Right. A lot of people are making this. So I eat it very often. I like my product. I like going to another place called Gormistan in Panjim, who makes some amazing. So I need to also say this, Chef Shivani, who's the owner of Gormistan, they were the ones who made those products on the show for Shark Tank.
Okay.
And the judges went flat. They loved them. So if you go to Gormistan in Kortim, they have 2 products they make from our meat. One is a kebab and one is a burger slider. Brilliant. You should try it.
We definitely will. And as Sairaj has said, you must take this opportunity that if you're living in a place where a colony, a complex where there are a big number of people staying, you can always reach out to him.
Absolutely.
And he can come and display and show you all how the jackfruit can be used, how versatile it is. And do invite me as well.
Absolutely.
So, Sairaj, I take this opportunity to say thank you to you.
Pleasure.
It has been our pleasure. We've learned so much, and again, we are so proud that Goenka is doing so much.
Thank you.
And our wishes are with Sairaj. And to all of you who have been watching, who have been listening, thank you so much for your time, for your patience. We would love to hear from you, so do drop us a line at planetj@noventimes.com. Until next time, a big bye from Sairaj, from me, from everyone at the Goa 365 TV, and of course the Novin Times. Take care of yourself.